Number 3 on the 4-2A lesson, we're going to start by finding M and B. I notice that this graph has a positive slope. If some of this is sounding familiar and you think you could pause the video or try it without following along, feel free, or maybe try it on number 4. So our slope is up 10 and over 4, which simplifies to 5/2. Our y-intercept, it was marked for us, is at -3. So that means our equation is in y equals mx plus b, y equals 5/2 x plus -3. We're going to write this equation up here. So it's important that this is correct. So we might want to check it if we're working on the homework with somebody to make sure our equation is correct, because now we're going to use it to plug in some values. And they generally try to give us some values that are going to work out reasonably nice. Like for this first one, once we have it set up, these cancel, and I'm left with just a 5 times -1 is -5 plus -3, which is -8. And let's go to our graph and see if this looks correct. So -2, -8, that one checks out. We're looking that it lands on the line. It might not be a point that's already marked. Next is 0. So this one's going to probably be the easiest one to do. So this is going to be 0 plus -3, which is -3. So that's this point. Next, we're going to plug in 4. Might want to just put it over 1. 2 goes into itself 1 time and into 4 twice. And 5 times 2 is 10. The ones on the bottom aren't necessary anymore. And this is 7. Feel free to use a calculator, but still show work. So we've got 4,7. And 4,7 is here. It was actually already marked. So all of these are checking out. And we're on to the last one of these table problems that, to be quite honest, require the most amount of work. All right, number 4. This one has a negative slope. So as we analyze this one, we're going to draw our triangle below. So our slope is down 2 and right 8, which simplifies to -1/4. Our B is where the line crosses the y-axis, which is right there. That's at 6. And then we just put the parts into the equation, which is y equals -1/4 x plus 6. Now, we know that we're doing this correct if the way these problems are set up, we plug in these values, and although there's fractions, they are going to work out pretty nice. So there's the setup, but feel free to pause it. And 4 and 8 cancel. Negative times a negative is a positive, and we're left with +2 plus 6, which is 8. And when I'm also going to do the homework, I can check. So -8, bingo, is on the line. If it isn't, then I can start to try to hunt for where my error is. Next, we're going to plug in 0, which is 0 plus 6, which is 6. 0, 6. Oh yeah, that was a point I already had. And the last one is we're going to plug in 4. Feel free to use a calculator, but I also like to practice this on by hand. You're still showing work. -1 plus 6 is 5. 4 comma 5, let's look at our graph and see 4 comma 5. That was already marked. That one checks out. All right. And then the sort of second half gets slightly easier in that we won't need to do these lengthy tables. Feel free to pause it if you're still filling out that table or thinking about it. And now with these ones, we're going to use slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, but we're just going to build the equation using the information provided. Really, there's no work to show. Once you find what m is, so this is m, and once you find what b is, which is the y-intercept, all we have to do is just plug it in, and that's it. One and done. Next one, this is my m, this is my b. The b is the second part to this ordered pair. So y equals -8x plus 0, or y equals -8x. And number 7, last one for this video, and I would say maybe try this one and see if you can get or predict what I'm going to write, is y equals 2/9 x plus 15.